Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Tuesday, June 29th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my Facebook buds who drop in and say hello and chat. Love it, love it, love it. Welcome to my Facebook lurkers who watch. But come on in and chat. I promise we won't bite. And welcome to my YouTube viewers who watch this after it goes to YouTube. All right. Let's everybody get comfortable. Hey Mary, hi. Let's see what kind of trouble we can get into. Okay, can you hear me okay, Mary? I just want to do a sound check. Let me know. And give me the level as well, please. Hopefully I get a clear and a 6 out of you. Excuse me. Hi, Rhonda. Okay, Mary, good, thank you. Rhonda, hello. Hello, Julie. Good, all right. A little fuzzy. Okay. That just might be a level issue. So let me take it down one notch, which I just did. All right, so welcome to everybody. No contests to announce at the moment, but that will change shortly. Hi, Ashley. I'm waving back. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom in. Aha. All right, let me double check voice control. Sit tight. Okay, everybody got kicked out. Let's try this again. All right, you guys back in the room. And can you hear me? Okay. It's really weird. It said poor connection. We've got storms here. Is my sound still clear, guys? That'll be the big thing. Okay, good. All right. So, as I was saying before we were so rudely interrupted, Vintage Classic Coloring Pages 4, Tatiana Bogima Stilova. So Tatiana Stilova. All right. Cute little book, cute pages, love it. And I am working on this one. And I had a lot of fun doing this for you last night. Okay. And I am a happy camper. I found my paper towels. Little victories are the best. All right. So let me go ahead and continue from yesterday. And I was showing you my slice knife. Love it. Ceramic blade. Zoom in. Zoom in. So I'm going to continue adding my tree marks. Oh yeah, you can see that really clearly. Oh, Rhonda got one from the affiliate. Okay, I think you're going to love it, Rhonda. And Rhonda, thank you so much for purchasing from the affiliate. Okay, now I'm going to make a knot this time. Hey, I'll tell you what, guys, that affiliate adds up. And I'm very appreciative because I can get you fun stuff. Hi, Maddie. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and etch my other trees while I've got this in my hand. And Maddie got her monthly affiliate. Yay. Okay, now I'm going to show you. This tree here already has lines in it, but I'm going to go ahead and etch in a few more. Now, when you run into something like this where the tree lines are already there, take your knife and go right on top of them. Rita, hello. So Rhonda says, I had a rough morning physically today, and when I started feeling a little better, it was such a blessing to have tonight and all of you to look forward to. Oh, Rhonda. We love you, sweetie. Okay, does everybody see now that I'm going through and I'm hitting some of these drawn lines and some I'm putting in my own? Rhonda, you are welcome. We love having you here. Zoom out. Okay, now, next tree. So I'm going to go ahead and start etching that little puppy in. Zoom in. And how do you guys think that I feel when I have you come in and all your cheerful hellos. So if you think that this group is only for you, you're mistaken. I love being here doing this. So you see, we all benefit. We are, whoops. Ooh, look at that. I just peeled that up. All right. Well, I'm going to cut that little tab off. Be careful that you don't do that. Got a little too enthusiastic with my knife. Oh, thank you, Rita. I love you too. And I mean that. I don't just toss that around. If I didn't love you guys, I wouldn't be putting all this work into our group. Okay. Now we've got a tree coming this way, so I'm going to go ahead and curve this around. Now watch how I'm doing this. And you'll see why this works really well, even with the lines. Oh, excuse me. Rita, how are you feeling? Da, 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 da. Okay, now watch this, guys. You see this little squirrel? So we can do, look at this. We can do little fur marks on him as well. So see, that's where this knife is going to be. Excellent. Every day is getting better. Good. All right, now this owl, I'm going to go ahead and put little lines up here as well. And then notice here, I'm going to put the marks over the eyes. Zoom in. Everybody see those little hash marks now that I've got over the eyes and over the beak? You can see those right there. So you can see where I'm going with this. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. I want to give you guys a heads up about something that Rita was telling me about that I never even thought about. And it's this. When there's a volcanic eruption and all those gases go up into the sky, those are poisonous gases. And they affect people in the immediate area. And that can lead to various health issues. And for as dumb as this sounds, it never even occurred to me. So anytime you hear of an eruption, pray for the people in the area. Because that ash can cause long-term health problems. Okay. And Rita says only from certain volcanoes. All right, so I've got a little tree back here that I'm going to go ahead and add some marks to, scratch marks to. La, da, da, da. Okay, now, you guys know that I like to finish off my pieces. Let me put the cap on this thing, because if I don't, the next thing you're going to hear is a not nice word. All right, now look, I want you to watch this. So I've got my gray pens. These are jelly rolls. Jelly rolls. And you guys know that I talk about finishing pictures all the time, right? If you don't by now, you've been under a rock. So what I'm doing here is I'm looking for the right pen to finish off this tree. Yeah, and of course, always pray, because when the lava flows, some people die or lose their whole family. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw in a parallel line. Oh, Maddie, I'm talking about volcanoes in general. I was discussing them with a friend who's having some issues, and I never ever realized that that was one of the potential health issues, long term or short term sometimes. Okay, everybody see how I'm putting in this second line? And that looks wonky where I made it come in, so I'm going to draw my straight line here. There we go. All right, everybody see how I completed that tree? Okay. Let's see. Yeah, Guatemala has active volcanoes. Everybody see how I'm finishing off this picture? Julie says she saw a honeybee and hive picture done, and they said their honeycomb was wonky. So you thought of me, right? Okay, zoom in. Zoom in. Yeah, I know I didn't do the tree that I already colored, so I got to fix that. Maddie busted me. Well, doggone it, my pen is... Okay, now everybody see how I am finishing up this little plant? Now, what I want you guys to do, Julie says she looked at the name to see if it was me that used the term wonky. You guys just can't get away from me, can you? Zoom out. Zoom out. Okay, now I want you guys to watch how I'm doing this. It is not hard. And listen, all I do, listen guys, all I do is I look at what the artist has done. And then I just simply emulate it. Everybody see how I'm doing that? Okay, now, Maddie says she likes to watch me draw. All right, so I've got the rest of this tree. I'm not going to worry about coloring it tonight. I will take care of that. And what do I always say, guys? Not, what's my NH word? Not what? Okay. Somebody throw the word at me that I always use. Hard, that's right. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and etch in a few lines on this tree. Zoom in. And if you don't have an etching pen like I do, then you can go ahead and emulate this with colored pencil, right? Now, I know that you guys can parrot the words that I say when I say not hard, but my question back to you is, are you willing to try this? Oops. All right, see all those nice little tree lines in here that I've got? Honestly, guys, I would think that you would jump at the chance to play with things like this when you're shown something new. And you go, wow, that's cool. I want to try that. Right? Everybody's quiet. Okay, now let's go ahead and put a little bit of fur. Rhonda says that's why she ordered the knife. Exactly. So everybody follow Rhonda's lead. Proud of you, Rhonda. Okay. How cool is this? I hope I didn't put tree lines in where the gaps were sky. Hi, Helen. Where's Clarissa? Did she sneak in here and I didn't see her? Hi, Clarissa. So let's go ahead and get the rest of these branches put up. And now, to me, we have a much better pearl. How is everybody, Pearl? Pearly is in the room. Exactly. That's what the knife is. It's a slice. I filled in the name with my permanent marker. All right, so I'm drawing in a few more of this stuff. Mary says, Mary said 97 humid and a good storm today. Good. Clarissa, it's called the slice knife, S-L-I-C-E. Mary got 5 inches of rain, and let's see. Yeah, I've got some blue areas in here, Helen. Hopefully I didn't etch them. If I did, I'll have to fix it. Zoom out. Zoom out. Now look at this, guys. Sometimes it's just completing little rocks. I'm going to put a rock under her foot, but I'm going to put a partial rock to make it look like she's stepping on it. Zoom in. And what I want to encourage you guys to do is to not be afraid to do stuff like this. So Rhonda said 84 was cool. Okay. Now, if you want, you can add a double line of bushes. See, I'm just filling these in just a little bit. I'm just bushing these up a little bit. And it's really funny because once you start doing this, you're going to notice that you're drawing just like the author. Dum, dum. Okay, I think I've got everything and all my border stuff done. And honestly, guys, for the most part, if you hadn't seen me do this, I would challenge you to tell me what the author drew and what I drew. Zoom out. Would I do my own coloring book? No, ma'am. Zoom out. I work better when inspired off of pieces like this. I'm not able to create brand new stuff, but once I see it like this, boom, I could run with it. I think we are in good shape. Okay, zoom out. Let me back bend this a little bit. Okay. I'd be good. Oh, Helen, I appreciate that. But honestly, I really don't think I'm creative enough to do it. But thank you for the vote of confidence. All right. So now I want to show you zoom in, zoom in. All right, now see where these scratch marks are in the paper? This is where they're going to start showing up when you use marker. Now you have to use a dark enough marker to have it go into the crevices. So if your marker is too light, you're not really going to get that. Now notice I'm coloring in little circles here. And let me get the rest of that tree. And I think that's it on this one. Zoom out. Zoom out. Now, I wanted this gold on the bottom of my tree, this lighter color, and now I'm coming in with another brown. And do you see how these lines now are really starting to show up? So I didn't want to use this marker color alone. I wanted this yellowish orangey base. And notice also now, this is where you can play with. Hi, Jennifer. This is where you can play with your repeated strokes with your marker now. On your tree. Now, so Jennifer, have you already started? Are you working it with me? And now I'm going to come in with a darker marker yet. And this is where I'm going to put the marker down and immediately smudge it. Everybody see that? These are water-based markers. Doesn't that look cool? And I really want you guys to get used to smudging your markers because it's such another neat tool. Zoom in. Oh, you've got a good bit done? Okay. So on this knot in the tree, I'm going to emphasize that with my marker. And when you're smudging like this and you're on the edge, be sure to smudge inward. And also, if you want to go ahead and hit one or two of these streaks in the tree, that's fine. Zoom out. All right. Now, the other neat thing about markers, and I was showing this to you the other day, is they're really wonderful. Zoom in for putting pencil over. So on this gold, I'm going to take my brown and I'm just going to layer that over and then come a little darker to add whatever detail I want. Helen says she needs to see some blue sky. Okay, sure, I can do that. Give me a minute, Helen. And for those of you that don't have marker, I'm putting pencil on the paper. Zoom in. And you'll still see your etching, but you've got to be careful because the wax can easily fill that in. So what I would suggest to you, now see how beautifully we're getting to see the etching with this colored pencil. Everybody see that? With a little bit darker at the bottom. All right. And unfortunately, I did get some of my marker on here. All right. Now this is going to be a relatively dark scene. So I'm going to make the sky. Yeah, I used my, you can use an X-Acto knife, but I'm also using my new slice pen etcher. It's a ceramic blade. Zoom out. Okay, give me a minute to think about this blue here. So Helen's telling me it's driving her nuts, excuse me, nuts about the sky. Now remember what I told you about the sky. And here I thought I was doing this for you, Helen. Okay. Zoom out. Zoom out. So here's a nice overview. On where the sky is going to show up. Now, again, I am tinting this color in, meaning I'm not coming in super dark. Yeah, I don't do anything with cardboard border mounts. I slip them into a clear plastic sheet in my notebook. And I don't mind going to the edge at all. It gives me a chance to be creative and draw a little bit. All right, so now this is starting to give you some perspective here. Missed one spot. And then we've got our light blue here down the side where I completed this part of the tree. Now, I'm not super worried about the smoothness at the moment. Zoom out. Okay, so this gives you a little bit of proportion where everything is. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in, zoom in, Go a little darker at the top now with some purple. And that way we can imply that it's going to get darker. Okay? Now, zoom in. Purple and blue look fantastic together. And be sure that when you do this that you blend. So we're going from the purple to the blue, right? Now, you could do this with eyeshadow, you could do this with pastels, you could do this with gelatos. Lots of options. Now remember, when you're working with a color like this, see how it's ending by the tree? And that looks wonky. Always, if you can, bring your color down a little bit past whatever barrier you've run into. It looks so much better. In other words, don't let an object cut off one color to the next unless you can't help it. So here's another part. Let me get rid of this. Notice how I'm bringing this purple down a little bit. And then we'll blend it into that blue. Okay. And again, guys, I'm tinting in my colors. I missed a spot. And that way I can go ahead and play around with my shading. Okay, here's a perfect example. See how funny it looks to have purple on one side and blue on the other? So my suggestion is don't let that barrier create a funny jump. Zoom out. All right, let me get my blender pencil. Excuse my arm. Now, if you have an area that's being a little troublesome, there could be a number of factors for that. It could be your paper, it could be your pencil, it could be, your paper, your pencil, even sometimes just depending on the weather. So I'm going to take a little bit of my odorless mineral spirits, which I've put into a glass jar with a secure lid. And I'm going to dip my blender pencil into this and smooth this out. And if you need to add a little more color back into it, that's fine. And look how smooth that's coming back in because that mineral oil is on the paper. Zoom in. Look at that. Smooth as a baby's behind. Absolutely gorgeous, guys. All right. Don't be afraid of your chemicals. They are very safe as long as you're careful. And notice again how softly and smoothly this purple is coming in because I've got the mineral spirits involved. Zoom out. Okay. So, blender pencil into my mineral oil. Up into my purple now. And then you can even rub it with your finger a little bit. You can also blot with it and blot with a paper towel. See how smooth that's coming out? Oh, Helen, by the way, you'd be interested in this little story. I had to take Vicky, my dog, to the vet today. Oh, nothing horrible. But $600 later, I had to get all her shots. She had a massive ear infection, and she's got a lump growing on one of her ears. And then I also paid to have them give her a bath and clip her toenails. Oh, Pearl, you take care, sweetie. Thanks for letting me know. Say hello to your company for me. Zoom out. Zoom out. There you go. See how cool that sky now is starting to look. There we go. Yeah, I don't know what it is, Helen, but Vicky every once in a while gets these. They're like just masses of stuff. Oh yeah, she feels fine. I mean, she does, really. But she got this one growth right on her face, and it got like the size of a golf ball. And I finally had to take her to the vet and have it surgically removed. But she's all current with her shots now. That was the big thing. She just has a predisposition for getting these lumps. And sometimes they're no big deal and they grow a little and then they stop, and other times they like just keep going. Okay, now, because I've got this mineral spirits on here, my pencil is just gliding on the paper. There we go. Doesn't that look cool? Any questions or comments about the technique and about you feeling you're able to do this? And now I'm just going to go ahead and darken a little bit here. Okay, now, yeah, Vicky's fine. Her spirits are good, and she's fine. Okay, so I've got a really nice blend now between these colors, and now I'm going to play around a little more with the sky. Let's see if I can find what I want here. Yeah, the tree's coming along great. Okay, give me a minute. Oh, let's see what we can find here. Now, what I'm looking to do with this... Hi, Jean. Thanks, Daisy, for letting me know. Hello, Daisy. Waving at Jean. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a dark marker, which basically it's really the black. Zoom in. Now watch this closely. So I'm going to go ahead and put this up near the top, and notice that I'm immediately blending it with my finger. Everybody see that? You've got to do it right away, or else you're going to have some black blotches. Zoom in. Now, the reason we're able to get away with this is we've got the Krylon layer and we've got several layers of pencil, right? So what I'm doing now is I'm running a progression of color from top to bottom of dark to lighter. Anybody have any question about that? And because I'm spreading it with my finger, this is going to make more sense when I pull away and show you the overall effect. You're going to see how neat that it looks. Because what I want in this is I want a somewhat spooky forest. Zoom out. Boom. Isn't that cool? And if you've got any weird streaks in there, just fix it. Zoom out. Guys, don't be afraid of your colors, right? Okay. Zoom in. So I'm going to take a darker marker here and start adding them to my tree. And remember that your trees that are the farthest away are going to be your darkest, right? Because they're in the shadow. Now, my finger still has this black on it from the sky, so this is working out perfectly because it's smudging in a little bit of that black, and that was deliberate. Now I'm going to do something a little bit different just to show you. If I can pull the light enough color, I'm going to go ahead and use an alcohol marker on my tree. And I want you to see that as well. So this is my alcohol marker. Zoom in. Now I want to show you a little trick with alcohol markers. Some people have a little problem with streaking. And what you want to do is just work in small little circles. And that'll help cut down any weird layering issues. And forgive me if I miss anybody coming in. Hello to everybody. And look at that. We've got a beautiful, beautiful tree color with our alcohol marker. Now I'm going to go ahead and layer this one a little more, meaning that I'm going to make it darker because it's a branch. And I'm going to do the same thing here. And notice, guys, where my lines are here on the tree. You can go ahead and double layer those as well. See how I'm doing that? And what I also want you to notice is this is the tree that I etched in as well, right? So I've got my etch marks and I've got the marks from the author. So both are looking pretty cool. Play, guys, play. Don't be so darn afraid of your pieces that you're not willing to try stuff. The only way you're going to get better is to try this stuff. Zoom out. Rhonda says she's got a bird on a new pick that she can't wait to try this on. So that tree's looking pretty good. Now, we come back with a little bit of brown, if you wish. This has got gold in it. Brownish gold. And the really neat thing is, guys, is if you're willing to experiment like this, you'll come up with some really unique colors and colorings. But the only way that you're going to find out about this stuff is if you're willing to try it. Okay. Now, I'm going to come back with this now. And I'm going to work on my edge because now I want that rounded look. And what happens when you put a darker line around the edge and then blend it in? You start to get a really cool dimensional effect. Zoom out. Hey, Jeannie. Now I want to create a little depth in our little nest. So I'll go ahead and darken that. Zoom in. Zoom in. And then some of these areas where I etched with my knife, I'm just going to follow that. And I get asked over and over and over again, well, ILene, how do you know to do that? Well, you guys have looked at trees, right? And you can go to Google. And a lot of times when I'm coloring one thing, that starts to lead me towards ideas to color another. I do not do quote-unquote formula coloring. In other words, I let the picture carry me. Now, obviously, I have a general idea what I'm going to do. But if I'm starting to work something and something else looks cool, I'm going to go with it. See this little knot right here? Anybody have any questions about that? A lot of people will get frustrated with coloring because they think there's a certain way to do it. And the minute they don't know how to do something, they quit. And my group is not quitters, are you? Somebody tell me no. All right. And Rhonda did it in caps. That's right. Good for you, sweetie. How cool does that tree look? Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Now, what I'm going to do, because this tree looks a little wonky, is I'm going to use the side of my pencil and I'm going to go over the whole thing. And that's going to tamp down that color a little bit. And notice I'm also doing it on an angle, and that's giving it a rough hewn look. Everybody see how nice that tree's looking now and how it's blending in? Yeah, so Rhonda says, I love the idea also, if confused about a picture or intimidated, just start on a small part piece by piece. Yeah. Okay. I'm getting a little tree weary right now. So I think I'm going to go back and play with my wolf a little bit. Excuse my arm. Anybody have any questions about what I've done so far? Now, the one thing I want you to do is I want you to get more adventurous with your coloring. And if you stick to the status quo, all your colorings are always going to be status quo, right? All right, and I did not etch that fur. Let's see here. There it is. Zoom in. Zoom in. So on this fur, I'm going to go ahead with my knife. You can make, I'm making medium length to small length scratches and etchings into the fur. And I'm pretty much following the direction of the original artist. There we go. And then I'm going to come back with my pen, marker pen, and you can see now where that etching is going to show up. Zoom out. And this is where you can come back with your marker pen since it's had time to dry. And if you want to start emphasizing darker points, like around your eye, and down the nose, this is the time to do it as well. Zoom in. Okay. Now, in this particular case, I don't want to get too much emphasis elsewhere because I want this eye to be the main focus. And I want it to be very dark. So I'm playing with the marker. Notice I've got the very dark outline around the eye, and now I'm using different shades of the gray near the closer part here, but not as dark as this area. Okay, zoom out. Anybody have any question about where I'm going with the eye? Now on the nose, I'm going to start with a little fleshy color here. Hold on here. And what I'm going to do with the eye itself, now you need to make some decisions here. As you can tell, I'm making a darker theme picture. So I'm going to go back to the nose. And come in darker with that. And you're probably wondering why I didn't make the nose black, because I don't want the nose to detract from the eye. So I am making the nose similar to, but not the same as, the trees. Okay, now let me grab something here. So we associate an evil eye as being reddish color. So I'm going to start with a pinkish color, and then I'm going to go into a deeper red. On the outside. Zoom in. And then I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit of my holographic cellophane, excuse my arm, and cut up a couple small pieces. You guys are awfully quiet. And then I'm going to get a little bit of my glue. And put a little bit of that holographic cellophane on the eye. There we go. Okay. Zoom out. Now, hey Wanda, I'm going to take a little bit of brown and I'm going to walk it up the wolf just a little bit. And then blend it out. Hey Wanda, how you doing? Now I've got a little bit of red in the ears, so I'm going to tamp that down now with some brown. So we've got a combination of this wolf being here and also hiding in the trees. All right. Any questions about the wolf? tongue, light pink. And we'll go ahead and shade that so that it's got a little bit of color. So Wanda, how is the world treating you today? Maribel, hi. Good to see ya. So what have you been up to these days, Maribel? Okay, now, I'm doing great, Maribel, actually, thank you. Okay. Now, I'm going to tamp down this tongue just a little bit with a little bit of brown. Because I don't want that tongue being the main sanction. Maribel, what have you been working on these days? I've seen some of your pieces. And that would be Vicky saying hello. Now remember, when you're doing something like this, you don't want too bright pieces sticking out. So Maribel says she's drawing a portrait and coloring a page. Cool. Well, thanks for joining us. It's been way too long since we've seen you. Okay. Zoom in. Zoom in. Now, the wolf teeth, I'm going to gray up a little bit. All around the edges, just to give those a little bit of dimension. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to find a good color, and I am going to bloody up his teeth a little bit. Now, like I said, I'm making this image a little darker in theme. So I'm going to add a red tinge to him on his teeth. And then I'm going to blend that. Now, I'm going to walk back his tongue a little bit. And just keep that a pink. And if you really want to be more realistic about this, which is really funny if you think about it, because of course this whole thing is a fantasy piece, is I'm going to lighten up a little bit of his fur. And tinge that a little bit. Zoom out. So yeah. Now again, I absolutely realize that this is to taste, but this is the way that I'm doing it and the way I'm showing you. So Maribel, what's new and exciting? All right. Any questions or comments about the wolf, guys? I thought for sure that Wanda would say something about that wolf mouth. You're selling your watercolors in Etsy. How's come? Are you getting out of doing watercolors or what? Oh, no. I see. You're selling your watercolor images in Etsy. Gotcha. Yeah, cool. I am really glad to hear that you're doing that. Okay, Amy, we'll see you tomorrow. I'm tired too. So I'm using a dark olive green now on the hat. Zoom in. Good to see you, Amy. I'm really glad you could drop by. So Maribel, how many watercolors have you produced for sale on Etsy now? The one? Okay, good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and highlight this hat with the olive color here and the shading. And I want a felt look out of this hat. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit of gray. Let me smooth this out here. I'm not going to take a blender pencil to this because I like the look of the pencil on here. But I am going to take the gray and shade this. Wanda, I haven't heard anything on Melba's daughter. And I haven't heard from Melba, so I'm assuming that things might be getting a little touchier now. Maribel, how are you doing getting over COVID? Now, I want you to notice that I'm adding a couple scuff marks on this hat. Zoom out. You're fine now? Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Maribel. And how are the twins? Oh, you can't get vaccinated until September. Are they telling you to wait because you've had COVID? Oh, I'm glad to hear the twins are doing well. Good, 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 good. And a little bit of shading under the brim of the hat here. Everybody see how I'm adding these scuff marks to the hat? Just so that we get a little realism here. 6 months to wait. Gotcha. Okay, now we've got a white blouse, and we've done this before about what do you do when you have white. And the answer to that is a little bit of blue. So I'm going to find a very light blue. Zoom in. And I'm going to put that in the creases of the blouse. And again, we've got the Krylon spray here. And I'm using the water-based markers. And so that gives us a really light coloring here. Teeny tiny bit of blue up on the top. And again, a little bit of the blue in the creases here. Everybody see how that makes it look like it's white? Any questions about that? So this is how I do it. I did a coloring called The Kiss, and we had a sailor suit that was white, and I put the tinges of blue on it, and it looked terrific. Does everybody see now how that's picking up and making her outfit look white? Questions about that? And it's a neat way to do snow as well. Would you use white pencil and then the blue? No, not necessary. I'm just going to leave this as is. Zoom out. Everybody see how cool that looks? And then I'm going to go ahead and use a marker. Put a little pink on here. Don't forget her other little band here and here. Zoom in. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my pink on the heart. And our embroidery. How cute is that? And I'm also going to go ahead and use pink on the ribbon here. And we'll go ahead and do it on the hat as well. How cute. Zoom out. Zoom out. Now, the reason I'm using pink is because I want you to pick up what the wolf mouth is doing. And that's tying everything in together here. Okay, now I'm seeing this little girl as blonde. Zoom in. And you guys know that when I do blonde hair, I don't just color something in yellow. Why? Because it looks funny. Oh, Maddie says stage 1 of her sketch is done. Okay. I put it away until tomorrow, a little at a time, posted it. Yay. Yeah, I wish you guys would post your stuff that you're working on while I'm broadcasting. Just label it, WIP, work in progress. Okay, now I have a brownish marker, gold. And wherever the author has put their squiggles, her squiggles, I'm going ahead and giving it a little bit of tint. No matter what, guys, don't color blonde hair with just one color. So Rhonda says, I finished correcting the Age of Elegance picture with your help. I'll post a picture later. Okay. Yeah, glad to help. Rhonda, I want you to be a little bolder on your colorings. You're timid. Don't be afraid of your pieces. Okay, I'm just putting a very light layer now of this brown over the rest of the gold. Everybody see that? I'm not leaving just that yellow there. Zoom out. Now, that pink, on the ribbon, Zoom in, zoom in. I'm going to put a little shadow on this. Highlight, there you go. Look at that difference, guys. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, Rhonda says, I know, but I'm attracted to pastels. I have to make myself go bolder. I'll try. Okay. Look at the dimension on this, guys. Isn't that beautiful? All right. So let's go ahead and get this ribbon looking cool. I'm making it a little darker here, lighter at the bump that's up. And giving it a little bit of shadow on the black line. Remember, clothing does not have black lines on it. And technically speaking, that little grommet that's going into, I really need to hit that with a little brown. There we go. Okay. Now let's add some dimension to this band. A little bit darker on the outside. Boom. Everybody see how I'm doing that? Look at that. And then our little balls here, we're going to make a forward C. And on this one, I'll make a backward C. And then we'll blend that line. Boom, dimension. Anybody have any questions or comments about how I'm doing that? Now, even on this little embroidery part on her apron, I'm going to go ahead and outline that. look how much better that looks. Good night, Maddie. Yeah, I'm sleepy too. All right, see how that little outline, guys, makes that much better. Oh, love you too, Maddie. I can't emphasize enough, guys. Take the time on these little details. Good night, Clarissa. Are you calling it an evening as well? I've got about another half hour to go, sweetie. Look how cute that looks, guys. Zoom out. Zoom out. Okay. Now, I want you to think about a couple of things when you're doing this picture. The outfit, you can make it brown, leather-like. You can make it green. You could even make it purple. Oh, I'm fine, Rhonda. It's very restful for me just to sit here and wind down. It really is. But thank you so much for thinking of me. Let me grab a little water. So I know this is supposed to be a foresty type thing, and right now I'm thinking about making this purple. But while I'm thinking about that, I want to show you something. And this will be pretty cool. Zoom in. So I've been showing you about this knife called Slice with a ceramic blade. Zoom in. So on this basket, and this is where this knife really is going to be neat. Is I'm going to etch in see the lines that I'm putting on this basket to make it a basket? And then what I'm going to do, so not only do I have these vertical lines, but I'm going to go ahead and put in horizontal. Can you see that, Rhonda? Isn't that cool? I really want you guys to see this and how much fun it is. And now I'm going to take a gold color and what do you guys see appearing on this? Look at that. Isn't that cool? There you go. And then what you do is you take a brown pencil and you start adding your shade lines. And what I'm doing is I'm emphasizing the etched line with my pencil. What do you think of this, Rhonda? And then just add your little bit of shading or whatever you want at the bottom and around the sides. There you go. Zoom out. Zoom out. And we'll clean up that a little bit. There you go. All right. So let's see what we can do with this dress. I just want to give you guys ideas. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with, let's see what we got here. La da 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 da. I think I'm going to go with an aqua green on this. And this will make more sense when we get into the leaves. Right now it looks a little bit wonky, but trust me, it will come about. This happens to be a Zenicolor pencil. Nice and smooth. And I'm pretty happy with this, that I really don't feel I need to blend it. Okay, now I'm going to make the lace collar up at the top. Jennifer says she's heading out, getting super tired. I'll post my picture in the group. Good night, everyone. Good night, sweetheart. Thank you so much for stopping by. Everybody really seems to be beat today. So I'm going to go ahead and put the collar as the same color as the dress. Zoom in on the lace, please. Zoom in. Zoom in. Wanda, you still hanging in? So there's that teeny tiny piece of lace. Yeah, it may be Little Red Riding Hood. But I've obviously varied from the colors. Zoom out. Zoom out. Yeah, the author didn't really include the jacket, you know, the hood that she has with her. And while I'm thinking of it, let me darken this area a little bit here. just for the rim of the basket. Wanda, do you remember that time that I did the Queen of Hearts in blue? Oh, yeah. Wanda and Rhonda are my buds because they always stick it out to the end. Okay, now, like I said, this dress color will make sense once I start on the leaves. Yeah, Little Red Riding Hood always had, you know, her cape with her hood that was red. So, what can I say? Oh, don't. Zoom out. All right. And this is where I'm going to go ahead and we'll get some dimension to this outfit by shading in a little bit. Zoom in. Now, when you're doing something like this, do you notice how I'm carrying across this green right here, this bluish green? And I'm going ahead around the apron. And for the moment, shading that as well. Right? And you can start to see how pretty that is. Now, obviously, you know, it's not done. So I'm going to blend and smooth this out just a little bit. Now listen, be careful because this is smudging a little bit, the black. Oh, actually, no, it isn't. We're okay. My bad. Remember, guys, you don't ever, ever want to see. I felt like such a dork when I realized that should have been the Queen of Hearts, Wanda. And it was Dawn, of all things, that brought it up. She said, "Isn't that the Queen of Hearts?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I guess so." Too late now. But I did a good job on it, though. Oh, you gotta laugh at these things. Okay, one more area, and then I think we're gonna wrap it up. Let me grab a little water. Okay, we've got a little leather jacket here. So I'm going to start in with this goldish color. And then I'm going to come in with a nice darker brown. And again, guys, I get it that stuff looks a little wonky and, you know, out of place, and you've just got to give it time to develop. So I'm using a brown over this. And I'm letting the brown smudge on the jacket. See that? To make it look leathery. I'm going to darken right by the arm here. And then darken below. Doesn't that look cool? Zoom out. And if you want that a little bit darker, a darker leather, you can. Zoom in. Zoom in. All right, zoom in. Zoom in. And then I'm going to go ahead and use marker. Now, again, if your marker blots, you know, when you pick up, you get a little dot of extra liquid or whatever, you know, liquid coloring. Blot it with your finger. And then I'm going to darken the center where the where the holes are. And then I'm going to make this a gold clasp buckle. I'll get there eventually. Zoom out. Wanda, how do you like your link, yo? Rhonda, how do you like your link, yo? And by the way, guys, what does KK mean? I see a lot of people using it. Okay, and then I'm just going to add my little embellishments here. Okay, you still like your link, yo. Wanda, how do you like yours? Good purchase? Oh, it means okay. So KK means okay. All right, thank you. Zoom out. Okay, now, or KK. Yeah, please don't forget though, guys, to sharpen graphite pencils. Okay. Now, I have a Brute Funner 41. And I'm going ahead, zoom in. And adding this little extra green on it. Shading. Blending, blending, blending. And you notice that I'm leaving these streaks in the dress? I think it looks kind of cool. And I want you to remember that if it strikes your fancy to do something like this, do it. Stop coloring the convention, guys. Okay, now zoom in, zoom in. see this little piece of fabric right here that is curved upwards? It's a high point. So what we need to do is take our eraser and put a little bit of white on there. And anywhere else that we have a high point, you want to put a little bit there. And let me color this basket handle, and then we'll call it an evening. Haven't decided yet what I'm going to do with the rest of it, so at this point I'm just going to leave it. Now, I am going to take a darker pencil and put a little bit of shading underneath the lines of the basket so that we've got some dimension on there. So I'm coming off the line just a little bit. And also notice that I'm putting little, you can put little marks on here as well. Just kind of to make little basket marks. And give it a little rub. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Okay, questions, comments? Are you enjoying the project? Are you learning something? Did you like how I etched the basket? I know Rhonda's answer to that already. Wanda, you gonna rag on me about the blood in the mouth on the wolf? Come on, Wanda. Yeah, the basket did come out nice. All right, well, I hope you've had fun. No, it won't stop me. I know, but it's, you know, hey. I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am doing it for you. And like I said, it'll make sense as it comes together. All right, guys. Love you to pieces. So glad you could make it. This white outfit now looks really great on her. The only other spot that I need to do that is going to be down at the very bottom because that really is white as well. So I'll do the same thing and just put a little blue on there. Listen, Wanda, I got to tell you something. What gave me the idea about doing stuff like this was when you started with the drunk gnome. And from that point on, I thought, hey, you know? So, oh, so now I do that every once in a while. So our wolf has a bloody mouth and a red eye. Hey, it's been fun, I'll tell you. All right, guys, love you to pieces. So glad you could make it. I hope you learned something. I hope you had fun. Guys, joyous, joyous coloring. And please, please, please be kind to each other. All right, guys, this is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Good night, good night, good night. I'll see you tomorrow night, same time, same place. Take care. Bye.